So, all right, y'all. So, welcome in again. I do apologize. I'm gonna let y'all make your way in here first, but yeah, I appreciate y'all patience, man. We're about to do our Wojo box live tasting. I want y'all to be here for it. Originally, I was gonna be uh, doing it on Instagram too, but Instagram live just wasn't working. So, I'm gonna let y'all get in here real quick, do y'all thing again. But yeah, we're gonna get started soon. Once Bishop done running like a marathon, teacher told me. Now I'm in detention. But hell yeah, I'm excited to do this wardrobe box tasting because one, I've been crushing this box already. But two, my boy Strange Chase Sunny, you already know what's good with you. But nah, I'm really glad because one, this box got a bunch of fire in it too, but this box has just I love the way they presented it. Y'all know the Olympics box also came around the same time, and I just feel like it's good to have a whole lot of competition on the market. Again, for those of y'all who are just coming in, I appreciate y'all patience. I was trying to get this up on both YouTube and Instagram, and it just was not working. So I appreciate y'all patience, man. But we're gonna be having Justin from Wojo tapping in with us. I'm a FaceTime him on my phone, and we're gonna stream this off my laptop. So that's why it looks a little bit different than normal. But make sure y'all show them hella love because I fuck with Wojo heavy. I be trying to sell the shit out of their shit. But what up, what up, what up? Much love to y'all too, man. Big Steve and shit. So, but for those of y'all who didn't see what came in the wardrobe box, I'm glad to show you. So this is what it looks like. Let me flip it around for the camera. Looks like this. You got your wardrobe box. 5 grams of, or five different 2 gram jars of live rosin. And to be honest, I really like how they did it because they separated it all from gassy, floral, candy, citrus, and then funky. And if y'all know anything about them, they do a great job at all their terps. So one of the biggest thing for me is they're terpy as fuck. They taste really good, but they also blow really heavy. See what these comments saying. Yeah, definitely about to tap into the Tropic Keys. That's one of my favorites. I had tried Tropic Keys, like Donnie Double, um, yeah, Tropic Keys, Donnie Double, Malibu, Juice Man. Um, Several of them, man. I don't have several of them, but I will say I really rock with the ones that are in these box. The only thing that I would change is how much I love that Donnie Double. I would definitely put that back in this box versus this Dark Rainbows, even though this Dark Rainbows is crushing. I just love that Donnie Double and I can't find it nowhere. So shit. But y'all, I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. We're gonna have Justin in. Actually, let me go ahead and give bro a call real quick if he's still ready. So we'll get to that. But I appreciate y'all tapping in live, man, because I figured if we're gonna do a tasting, I want y'all to be here for it too. Yeah, I do like GMO, Steven. I really rock with GMO. It just depends on who it's by. Um, let's get my man's in here. But yeah, it just really depends on who it's by because a lot of times GMO can be a little too funky for me or it tastes like too earthy. My guy, I'm happy to see you. How you doing today? Doing well, brother. Okay, so let me get your volume turned up. I'm letting people get into the live stream real quick. Sure. So, how you doing today? What's your weekend like, brother? Oh, not too much, man. It was a little bit of running. Actually spent yesterday, last night, did a vendor day in the morning, and then hung at Wojo's house for the night. We had a little full family dinner over there. Hey, I love that. Took some food out of the smoker, played some card games. It's a good old time. So. Nah, I love that. Nah, my favorite thing about y'all's whole brand, y'all's whole team is how much of a family y'all really are. Like obviously Wojo's the last name of Homeboy, but to be able to like actually bring that whole family like together, all of y'all working together, I really rock with that. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I would definitely say, our culture is one of our driving factors, not only in the market, but, inside our four walls as well. Everyone's just happy to be there. A lot of people have come from, different places, different grows,
and they know how bad it can be. And we left no stone unturned, and keep the flow and equipment and everything in our facility. So I think it really just helps everyone know that we care.
Hell yeah, and you can tell because the product shows it very much. Real quick, can y'all hear him? Justin, you mind saying hello real quick? Introduce yourself.
Hello.
Yeah. So if y'all can hear him, just let me know. If y'all can't, I will see how I can fix the volume up. But yeah, man, I appreciate every one of y'all tapping in. My boy Sonny said, yeah, he can hear you, so that's awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're gonna give it another minute or two before we get started. But man, what you been smoking on this weekend? Because I know you smoking some good shit.
Little bit of everything. I'm on my second box right now, so
not the second box. Ooh, we.
I can't stop. I like those pearls too. So having more than one is always a nice thing.
Yeah.
But I typically start my day with Malibu Marcia. That's typically my go-to. Get that citrus in the morning, limonene, get your juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
After that, typically Tropic Keys. Middays usually Wojo runs, and then I'll go into modified punch and dark rainbow towards the end of the night.
Yeah, I'm definitely with that. That's kind of been my order too, actually, because Malibu for me is the initial taste that you get. Like it's just heavy sweetness, the way that I like those citrus type taste to feel. So it's got a little bit of funk to it. It's like as soon as I crack it open, if you let your nose be right there, it hits you with that funk, and then all of a sudden it's really sweet and citrus. I love it. So
absolutely, man. Yeah, it's
been
a staple of ours for a very long time. You got that trop cookies in there with the cookies and cream. So it's just trop cookies on top cookies, and it just really sets the day off right.
It very much does. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing is one, I want to say hello to all of y'all. You already know who it is, man. Oxcord Denon, baby. Today we got my man Justin from Wojo with us today. Y'all can't see him, but he is on FaceTime with me. Go ahead and say hello.
What up, everybody? Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining.
Hell yeah.
I do have your chat pulled up as well on my monitor, so
we love that.
Too, so.
I appreciate that. Hell of a song.
Sure.
Y'all, so the first thing to show y'all is what the box is looking like. So I already took the flavors out, but this is what the box is looking like originally. So you got your Olympic circles with that breakdown of each color showing you which ones you're getting it. So your gassy, funk, citrus, floral, and your candy. And then for when you open it up, you got your different ones inside this slot. So I took them out because I wanted to let them, catch up to room temperature a little bit before I start dabbing on them and whatnot. But really, I want y'all to be able to get some of the deep dive behind each of the strains because a lot of y'all were able to see the grow tour that we did with them, which was fucking dope. But I think the biggest part was being able to see the amount of flavors that they really put time and effort into curating because not everybody has a menu like you guys. And honestly, every time I look on Instagram or somebody Snapchat, it's another flavor I've never heard of. And I'm like, where the fuck do y'all find this, bro? So
it definitely took some time, that's for sure. Even before we were in metric, Tyler did this for 6 or 7 years. So point I always like to make to people, is over those 6 or 7 years, we probably grew close to, I would say, 10,000 plants, and we only kept 57 out of those 10,000. So
hell yeah.
Definitely put the time and effort into hunting those flavors and hunting those rare phenos that have those qualities that we're looking for.
We love that, and honestly, it really translates because when you guys do citrus, it's not just regular citrus. When you guys do candy, it's not regular candy, but even the bud itself. Because on that tour, y'all handed me this big ass bag of Bloom smoothie, and it was unbelievably delicious smelling. So it's like y'all being able to see from like curation of the bud all the way to when you see the wash and get to actually fully dabbing and all of that. So let's get started, shall we? First, let me show y'all Banger and what's it called? Our Carb Cap Hippie Extremities. Big shout out to them. Love those guys. They hooked us up back at Camp 710. And then our Turk Pearl obviously comes from Wojo. Y'all can't see it with that screen, but we got the Wojo Turk Pearl, the special customized one. So big shout out to the team for hooking everybody up. When you got a box, you got a pearl too. So we're going to start with this Malibu Marshall. So tell me a little bit about that while I get my dab ready.
Man, so Marsh has been in the regiment for quite a while. It's going to be an exotic genetic strain, bred by Exotic Genetics originally. Like I previously said, it's going to be crab cookies by Cookies and Cream F2, Cookies and Cream by Cookies and Cream. For me personally, it's like that staple morning strain. You know, it's like the equivalent of having a glass of orange juice in the morning is like smoking out with Marsha. You know,
Very much.
yeah, it hits all the notes that you want. You know, it coats your mouth. I haven't really met too many people that don't like it either. You know, like it is that good combination of both. So, with that being said, you know, like I didn't see her ever going anywhere. I think she'll always be in rotation in our facility. You know, I know our good friend Manny used to go over center line. He's popping around injury now, but that was one of his favorite as well. You know, he got married in Montreal and gave him a Jar Marshall for his wedding present and just stuff like that. You know, it really just resonates with people and it becomes a favorite very easily.
No, I think that's definitely true because as soon as I hit it that first time, I had that and Juice Man at the same time, and I was so impressed with the little bit of funkiness that came in uh with this one specifically because I felt like a lot of times that funkiness gets lost in some of these citrus, but when you smoke the flower, you can actually still taste it. All right.
Yeah,
So what I'm
I like there's different levels of it too across the board. You know, like our different citrus strains. You know, you have a little bit of it in the Marsha. You know, then you can go as far as lemon stank, and it's going to be way more funky. Still very lemony, but it's like it's a different profile. So that's another one too. You know, that was a more recent find. That was one of our last couple of pheno hunts, but that one washes terribly. It's like a 2% washer, but the trips are just so unique. And it was actually originally called Grape Stank. But the cut that we had got, you know, how we had was obviously very heavy and lemony, and we changed it to Lemon Stank, and it lives up to that name fully. So
we love that, man, because I ain't gonna lie, it comes out heavy too, and I like that.
Oh yeah.
So real quick, toke up, smoke up. I appreciate every single one of y'all tapping in. If y'all are asking what temp, I have the worst temp gun in the world, but I got one. I'm burning this around like 500, 505. I really like my terps. Oh yeah, a little bit cooler than I would have wanted. I do admit that, but y'all, the cooler I get, the closer I get to more of like that 440, 460. For me, I love the low temps because I'm all about flavor. And when you get some Wojo, you can burn it at like a 530 and you're going to get all of that to the chest. I promise you. But me, I've had so much of that. I kind of like to chill with my terps a little bit. I like to chill with that. Let me get this.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with that either, you know?
So let me ask you a question. What is your preferred way to dab when you actually do dab?
Oh man. So me personally, I do have some nice nails. I have some cheap nails as well. You know, it definitely depends on heat retention, on what temperature I go in at. Mm-hmm. Let's say something like my T6 E-Ross 4.0. That, you know, I'm going to use probably 2 pearls to add a little bit more retention.
Yeah.
It's already got the function inside the nail, so I'm going to go in there probably around 540, only because, like, my tolerance is a little bit higher than I'd like to admit. So my dabs are rather large. You know, I'm doing like, I would say 0.1, 0.15, sometimes 0.2 to the face. And so I want that little extra heat, you know, because as soon as that dab hits it, it's going to drop the temperature. It's going to lower
100%.
a little bit. 100%. So I like to counteract for that. But yeah, typically 550. If I'm, you know, had a long day and got plenty of hash on hand, I might go in at, you know, 580 or something like that and do a fatty. But yeah, typically right around 530, 550.
Now, I will say, when I take bigger dabs, I definitely like that 530, 540 range. If I could get me, shout out to Mike Kushava. Mike has definitely hooked it up when it came to using the Puffco and all of that. That shit rips perfectly at those low temps. So being able to still get some of that flavor, but also some of those heavy smoke that you get.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of like when we do the pheno hunts, obviously we smoke through rigs too, but me personally, like a good factor is always like I have a Carta as well.
That berry blackout is delicious, y'all. Definitely delicious.
Man, definitely, yeah.
I can't wait to attack that pen. We just got that in store.
Yeah, let's go.
Sorry to cut you off. Reading these comments real quick.
No, you're good, brother.
So we got Let's
The card
go ahead.
itself, it does the same thing as the Puffco, and that to me is like, just holding at 480 or holding at 490 is one of the best experiences as far as terps go. Like you're gonna truly taste what you want to taste in an e-device, as opposed to a rig. Like sure, you can get the same thing out of a rig, but like for me, going at like 530 or something like that, like my first one, my first rip off the nail is going to be for effect, and then my second one where it's cooled down, to roughly 500, 480, somewhere in there. That's where I'm going to taste all those last couple pulls off that nail too. So
No, and I think each way that people smoke and choose to smoke it definitely makes a big difference as to what temp is the right temperature. And because I feel like there are some brands that their stuff is super liquidy, so you have to definitely burn it at one temp versus you guys have a lot of variety where some of your stuff is a little more wet and some of your stuff isn't as quite wet. So it's
yeah,
nice to be able to
definitely.
get that variety too.
Yeah, even in that box, you'll probably notice that Tropic Keys is going to be one of the drier ones in there.
Yeah.
But if you look at Wojo Runs or Dark Rainbow, you're going to have puddles inside those pucks. So it's just definitely genetics, strain dependent for sure. But like a Sunday Driver, for example, that's a very dry strain. Always has been, always will be. It's just kind of the way that it grows. It's not just our our phenotype, I should say. You could ask anybody that grows Sunday, and they'll probably tell you the same thing too.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Sunday Driver is one of those that's really hard to get the full flavor to come across the right way because I've had some from another brand that didn't quite come across the same way your guys' did. And
Right.
it's no shade to any other brand, but it's just how good your guys' stuff ends up coming across. And I feel like when you look at
that's a lot to do with the hunt too.
Mhm.
We grew maybe 12, 24, 36 different Sunday drivers to find the one that we wanted. So luckily we did, and me personally, I think that is one of the best grapes you'll find on any market. If you're looking for a grape terp, like Sunday Driver is the one.
And speaking of on the market, I think the biggest thing that I came across when it comes to y'all's brand that I love is no matter what event I go to that's non-rec market, your guys' stuff is being sold by everybody. Everybody wants to be a part of Wojo. Everybody has to have you on their table. You guys are never there though. So I think that just really speaks to the quality you guys have, speaks to some of the stuff that you guys got going on in your facility versus I think what other people are hoping to do with their stuff. So
right. Yeah, definitely. The genetic library definitely sets us apart. Spending all the time prior to getting into the market, finding those pheno hunts or finding those phenotypes and those strains that not only wash well but have those terps that are different. It definitely sets us apart.
y'all, this dark rainbows. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that one is. I would say probably the loudest in the box. Like you can't turn down the stink on that thing.
Oh, y'all, forgive me while I gotta breathe for a second. Look, hey, big shout out to Gas Station Official because my boy did his thing on that video. Every way that he was leaning back, trying to breathe and all, that is literally me as I'm trying to dab along. Like, it just speaks to the quality because, excuse me. So something I was talking about was a couple co-workers because for those of y'all who don't know, I work at the refinery in Detroit. Come see me. I be there most of the week type shit. But biggest thing is whenever I talk to the coworkers about different brands that you can see off market, I keep telling them like the stuff that you get from caregivers doesn't really compare to the stuff you get on market because it's just so much stronger, so much better a lot of times. And to be able to see you guys bring that type of quality to metric, because
I will say that was a big battle that we faced. A lot of people had that concern. Everyone told us that you're not going to be able to keep that quality at that scale. You're going to suffer. You're going to have to cut corners, but we didn't. Like Tyler is probably the most motivated and ambitious person you'll ever meet, and he's also very competitive. And failure is not really an option of his. So like he did, all of his due diligence to create a facility that does work. Like we could do a lot more out there than what we do, I would say, and we can expand even further with the land that we have at the facility. So, the sky's the limit. We're only 4 months in, which is the craziest part to me. We've only been here for 4 months, so
Y'all,
Sky's the limit, man.
I
We're
need
not.
y'all on the stream to hear that again because he said 4 months. Y'all gotta understand when it comes to this, a lot of the big dogs that you see, a lot of those brands, they've been here for a long time, and we've seen them the quality come and go. You know, they've had a lot of variance, whether they had like cost things they had to deal with or getting into the growing market. Now you got to harvest more often, and that comes with some costs and some corners cut or some issues trying to keep up with the demand and stuff like that. But to watch you guys go from where you were and to only know that this is 4 months, that's news to me. So that's I'm more than impressed because I see you guys everywhere. I'm
Yeah, no, that's probably been one of the things that I'm most proud of. You know, like I remember doing all my research before we got on the market, trying to pick the dispensaries we wanted to be in. You know, and I spent a lot of time on Reddit, and the majority of people who see me now in public know me from Reddit, which is one of the coolest things in the world. But just seeing, all these different brands like 710, of course, 710 Labs was on Michigens all the time. You know, every other post was 710 Labs, and I thought to myself, one day that's going to be us. Like it's my mission to make sure one day every other post is a Wojo post. And my God, have I made it there.
Man,
you can't scroll through it without seeing us. And that's it's just very rewarding, like the traction we
to
pulled
see
out.
y'all with y'all's connection with Jelly Roll recently. Like I don't listen to his music, but to see how far y'all's brand reaches, dude is not in Michigan, but yet he's able to have y'all's presence right there. So that's such a big thing. Like look at where the branding is already taking y'all. Like
yeah, man, we're our marketing team alone. We have a lot of good people. Shout out to Katie. Shout out to Dre as well. They really go above and beyond, and Gary as well. Even the guy who rolls our joints is really into the culture as well. Gary's kind of the one who actually hooked us up with that. He just knew of a person who knew Jelly Roll and just kind of sent a DM out, and we got lucky enough. He came through our facility, not Jelly Roll himself, but his good friend. And yeah, we put together a care package for him, got it out to him, saw it in his hand. So there's not much cooler than that. Like we could even go back a couple years and Grove bags, the people we use for our flower bags and things like that. Shout out Luke Zach, great guy. Hopefully you get to meet him someday. One of the coolest dudes on the planet. He actually knows Cookies, the rep from Cookies. So Burner himself has had our product like in some of his Instagram posts and stuff. So
I mean, again, that's.
Yep.
I think the big thing to me is you could tell you guys really put boots on the ground and really work to get to where y'all are trying to be, and I think it really speaks to the relationships that you guys have built and that you're continuing to build. And that's why I keep telling y'all like, yeah, one day we're gonna be able to do a collab and do something cool because it's just what I see y'all do for people like it. Everybody deserves to see y'all's brand in every way possible. Like y'all really do cook up a whole lot of cool flavors. Y'all really were welcoming when I came in the facility. Like I'm like, yo. Ever since then, I've been at the refinery. Like, have y'all seen Wojo? Y'all should check out Wojo. Hey,
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Like, hey, it definitely was super welcoming. But I guess I'm waiting on this ISO to cook up on this banger right quick. You know what I'm saying? But give me one quick second. No, so you yourself, how did you end up coming into like smoking and then getting really in the weed game? I know your connection to the family and whatnot, but talk about that.
Yeah, so I mean, me personally, both my parents consumed my entire life. But for me, it really started. I switched schools out to the.
That's clutch, y'all. My parents were not like that.
Yeah, I got lucky in that sense. I kept it a secret for a while. They didn't really find out till I was like 18. But yeah, I met some friends, kind of got into it. And then there's actually a person who managed a dispensary in Bay City. His name is Guy Garcia. He was a best friend of mine for about 6 years. And he really got me into smoking all the time, I would say. And then his sister actually managed a dispensary as well. And she hired me at Consume Cannabis in the south end of Bay City. And I will give that place
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, y'all. I love Bay City because Bay City, years ago, before everything was wrecked and you could get it just at the volume you want and all the quantity or all the quality you want type shit, you just had to go and find it. Bay City was the place to go to get a whole bunch of shit. It was like I had to drive 3 hours from, y'all know I'm from Grand Rapids. I had to drive 3 hours from Grand Rapids all the way to go and get all the best stuff because we ain't had a dispo in Grand Rapids for the
Right.
longest time. So closest one was going way down there, but getting ounces for $60 and $70 that were actually good. Oh man, I missed
Yeah.
those days, but it's cool
Yeah.
now.
We call that the Wild Wild West days. That was what
It,
it was for
it
us.
for
So
sure was. I do say
yep,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, I started working at Consume, and it was super cool there because they had an education program built into not necessarily like a education facility, but like education was part of the program at Consume. So you had 2 days of online education prior to even being on the budtending floor.
Mhm.
And then I thought that was super cool because that gave you, your terpenes, cannabinoids, real basic knowledge that I think all budtenders should have, but not all of them do. Unfortunately, but education will hopefully save us all in the future.
Definitely.
So in the free
Definitely.
time that I had at the dispensary as well, I could use that time to go online and just research. So I mean, I spent hours and hours and hours not only on like YouTube, but
You were
Reddit,
probably a lot of
Leafly.
people's favorite bud tender.
Yeah, I was.
You were
I'm glad
probably
you already know that. Yeah, because I was everyone's favorite budtender.
yeah, like that had to
Definitely
be
the most
easy.
requested, I will say.
I mean, the
I didn't
research
try
part
to
is
post bullshit too either. Like I was always very honest. I wasn't going to steer someone in the wrong direction. But that's also where I realized how gray this market still is. Like I saw my first manifest when I worked at a dispensary, and I was always under the impression that everything was single source. Like, oh, this is Star Voice, and this is Alien Cookies. But you look at a manifest and you start to realize that there's more than one tag associated to this product, which means that there's more than one product inside of this product. And
oh yeah,
that was kind of what drove me towards rosin, I think. And honestly, the first rosin I ever
it's
dabbed
crazy
was.
you said that. I've never thought of that. A product inside of a product when you look at flour, like that's okay. I see where your guys' mindset instantly went once you. Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah. Keep going.
So,
yeah. Keep
yeah,
going.
no, for sure. So, like, for me, that's where I was like, okay, well, if I'm, going to smoke something based on a strain name, like, I want it to be just that strain. So, you kind of migrate towards rosin in that sense. And the first rosin I did dab was Wojo, grape guava, actually. And in that moment, like, it quite literally blew my mind that a cannabis plant could taste like that. Like, cannabis-derived terpenes tasted like a literal grape. And it just opened up a whole new world for me, like it started a whole new fire, made me want to dive even further into it. And then, I started getting into bioavailability and the entourage effect and, learning different consumption methods and, transdermal and the possibilities are endless. The levels
really
are
is.
endless, but yeah,
that's
you understand definitely.
Awesome. I mean,
that's where it really started for me. But
that's
once
cool.
I got into rosin, there was no turning back after that. Like once you start tasting different flavors, like getting orange out of Malibu Marsher, or getting grape out of Sunday Driver, or getting a garlic or a mushroom or an onion out of our funky collection. Like that's a real thing. Like, and people don't understand that. There's so many fake terps on the market that I think people are just clouded with a strawberry or a blueberry because you can just spray that stuff on, and they don't understand that it's just
that it can actually taste like what you're intending to taste like.
Yeah.
If you know how to grow properly.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, I appreciate you saying that, especially on camera, because when I talk to the customers that come into the store, I tell them like the big problem when you guys are trying to consume distillate versus like some of the better stuff is you're not getting true cannabis derived terpenes. And when you have to add them, they don't understand that, hey, first of all, THC percentage isn't the only thing you should look at. Like
probably the last thing you should look at.
And that's what I try to tell them. But you gotta lead people how far they're trying to go. But when I tell them, I'm like, look, the biggest one you should focus on that's available to you is that terpene percentage and all the things that go around that. How well do they go about growing their flower? How well do they go about actually finding different flavors for you guys, or are they trying to copy others? And if they are copying others or trying to follow the market and whatnot, are they getting ones that actually can lead in this market that they're trying to participate in versus just, yeah, you got some runs or you got some whatever because other people got it, but yours isn't that great. Like being able to show them what real quality looks like, even amongst now people who consume rosin, because again, you guys bring that caregiver feel. Obviously, that's where y'all are from, forever caregivers. But whenever you guys are bringing that true caregiver quality to Metric, everybody else on those shows really have to look and say, okay, are we single source? How are we going about actually trying to get the best type of turfs? How are we going through that process to find new ones and all that? Because it's an expensive process, you know that.
Oh man, absolutely. I'll tell you right now, pheno hunting in general is a total net loss. You know, like you're growing 10, 12, 15, 30 plants just to only maybe keep 2, 3, or 4 or 5 of them. You're going into it knowing that you're taking a loss. So, the fact that Tyler did all of that beforehand, like that's the hard work. That's what people don't want to do. That's where our saving grace really is that we already did that.
Mm-hmm.
We have found the flavors and things like that. But, like you said, that's probably my favorite mantra that we have is forever caregivers, because it really just speaks on who we are. And as far as with the customers and stuff, getting them to understand too, the nose knows is a very common phrase that I like to use. And it really is.
If y'all have been into the store, sorry to interrupt. If y'all have been into the store when I've been in there, motherfucker, I keep telling y'all that same phrase. The nose knows. You can smell depth, you can smell quality, and you can also smell the trick they try to put on your nose. If it doesn't smell natural, then it's probably not all the way natural. And just because it smells earthy on top or whatever, like that, just natural weed smell, sometimes y'all gotta break it open and get the true smell of what the actual plant smells like, because that's what weed is supposed to be in some cases. And not all this super strong, whoa, out of the box. That some of that is made for y'all to end up consuming something that's not really that quality. So keep that in mind. Real quick, y'all, I'm finna dab this fucking modified punch because y'all know I really love Donnie Burger done by Wojo, because anything is in, it literally gives me chills, and I'm gonna try to take a glob. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I'm a rookie to dabbing, y'all. To be honest, I usually was smoking donuts, but man,
hey, could have fooled me, bro. Could have fooled me.
Man, I appreciate that. You ain't got a cat now. It's fine. But y'all, hey, it's funny just different things, kind of a switch of topics, same type of shit. But so I love things like smoke essentials or the type of stuff you do when you're in group sessions and whatever. What are some of your essentials for a group session whenever you get ready to smoke?
Oh man, typically I'm bringing all of my own stuff, just because I'm very particular. It's just how it is. I gotta bring my own dunk tank. I'm bringing probably my own rig, my own bangers, my own pearls, and my own hash. Definitely Q-tips. That's a quick pro tip is don't just buy regular Q-tips. Spend a little extra on Amazon, whatever it is. You can get glob mops, a 4-pack that'll last you 6 months for $40.
That's something I'm gonna do.
Butane. Yep, definitely bringing some butane. I don't really have a favorite brand as far as that goes. Whatever's cheapest and triple refined at least. And then, definitely some ISO, 91 to 99%, nothing less.
That's sitting in front of me if y'all can't tell in that little jar right there.
As far as torch goes, I wouldn't buy anything other than a Big Shot Blazer GT8000. It's just the best one on the market, bar none.
I promise, guys, that my setup's gonna get better. I promise.
Oh yeah, you'll get there, brother. It takes time.
Yeah.
And I almost could have set up downstairs so you could have seen mine, but it's a little chilly doing right now. But that's probably doing my dad's.
Oh, I love that. Now, do you prefer to dab if you're gonna smoke the majority of the day, or do you also throw flower in there?
So I was mostly just strictly dabs up until I got on the road a lot more. So, I do take the car down the road sometimes, but I still find it easier to just light up a stinger or one of our doobies or even a honey hole. I got in the habit for a couple of weeks of just facing a honey hole to myself on the road trips.
Hey, only real smokers can do that, because I smoked the honey hole and I needed to.
I had to work into it. I'm not going to lie to you. But, yeah, man, I will say, there's something about the, I don't know, aesthetic or nostalgia of just smoking while you're driving, smoking a spliff. And that'll always hold a spot in my heart. But if I'm smoking at home, it's the rig every single time.
I respect that. I think I spent a lot of time. So I came from originally smoking backwards at one point, everybody gets introduced at a joint or a blunt
Yeah.
somehow like that.
Yep,
And
I
I
was
just
smoking swishers for years and years.
Yep, and I was like that, and then I got introduced to leaves and whatnot. And as I was smoking leaves, I didn't realize how much flavor I was losing and how powerful cannabis really can be without the tobacco. So once I started to smoke on joints, I appreciated concentrate more in all the different forms, whether it was BHO or anything,
Yeah.
which I kind of more geared towards rosin now. But I mean, sorry, yo, be a little bougie sometimes. Even though we're simple, we bougie with it sometimes. You know, we can do that. But
You got to.
exactly, because I tell y'all deserve to have good smoke, and I say that to the customer. You deserve to have good smoke, and a lot of times they don't realize good smoke doesn't always have to be expensive. You just have to know how to find it and know who to go to.
Yep, and that was a big thing for us too. You know, like we understand that our rosin is expensive. You know, it's affordable for the majority of people now, especially with the variances in prices across the market. And
38 at the refinery in Detroit.
Yeah, man,
Come and get it.
It's wild.
I'm right there. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah, you guys are probably one of the cheapest spots, honestly. There's some other crazy deals out there too. You know, I know Refinery's done 3 for $99, which is insane. Don't know how they do that or why, but hey, more power to you guys for being able to get quantity at a good price. And yeah, it goes anywhere from 38, 3 for $99, all the way up to 60. 60 is probably the highest they'll ever go.
Look,
anywhere. But yeah, we love to see people places doing 2 for $100, things like that. That was always the price back in caregiver days. $100 for a 2-gram jar of rosin. No one should bat their eye. However, this is the Michigan market. It's one of the most saturated. I'll definitely agree with that. That was another big thing people told us too. Like, oh, you're coming into a saturated market. You guys are too late. Yada yada yada. But it's like, we're a niche, like we aren't just everybody
very
else.
Niche. You guys are very niche. You guys are for a certain type of customer.
We speak to a certain type of people, a certain type of connoisseur, and like we know what our market was.
So
that's kind of also where. Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of that, so when I'm talking about you guys in the store, I talk about you guys constantly in the store, and my big thing is a lot of the people that come to me and ask about you guys, inquiring about it, are people from Ohio and all of that. So shout out to Ohio and all of those, because I know a lot of the subs are there. But a lot of the Ohio market, Ohio's market just opened up with the rec and whatnot. And I think it's cool because they know the caregiver quality, because a lot of them who've gotten the better medicine have had either Ohio caregiver medicine that's kind of come from Michigan, or they come to Michigan to get it because they're like, fuck it, that 3-4 hour drive type shit is really worth them coming over here to come and get something better, much better quality. So I think that really helps that in the store I can talk about you guys from a whole lot of different lenses, because y'all participate in so many aspects of the different markets. And I mean, it's really impressive, really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, even back in 2017, 2018, all the way up to 2020 and stuff, like those jars of Wojo went all across this country, all across the world. Like there's people in Spain who have had our rosin before. It's really wild that we've only been here for 4 months and are already at the forefront of this market. And I say that with all due respect. Like, I got to give credit, to the OGs.
I allow you to say that with me agreeing, because hey, real quick, shout out to the chat. I appreciate every single one of y'all. There's telling y'all you spitting game on here right now. They're definitely shouting you out, because most everybody knows about Wojo. Most everybody's at least tried Wojo. So I appreciate y'all really tapping in and giving them a whole lot of love, because y'all know, first of all, Wojo's my guys, and I felt the love the moment that y'all had walk-in music when I got ready to walk in the facility. I'm like, for me, y'all are family too, man.
Yeah, man. I think you're the only one that got that too. So
and I appreciate that, because I know you guys are really cooking up a whole lot of different content with new people, and you guys are working with a whole lot of different players in the social media space and in the caregiver space, and y'all deserve all the success that's about to come y'all's way. Because I mean, who else could really do it to the level that y'all are, and as fast as you are? Because again, 4 months, to remind everybody who is new here, real quick, I'm Oscord. Y'all know who it is, man. But I got my man Justin from Wojo with us, man. I appreciate your time first of all, because
Absolutely, bro.
I mean it's plugging in everybody into the background of what it takes to really be a good brand, a good caregiver more than anything. Because a lot of people are trying to be good brands right now. You're trying to be good caregivers with a brand face.
Yep.
That's very different. Like,
It is, yeah. And then we can piggyback off that difference too. Even like
go ahead.
going back to Ohio, like Ohio is open now, but there's such strict regulations. The pricing is still nowhere near
Keep
what
talking.
our
I'm
pricing
grabbing
is.
water.
So yep. So it's just like people are going to keep coming here regardless because there is better medicine here. And that is one thing I do love about the Michigan market is like it was harnessed from medicine, like caregiver market through and through. And that's why we are forever caregivers, because we care about true medicine. There's a big difference between people who produce for quality and people who produce for quantity. We aren't a money grab brand. Like, we're not trying to tax the shit out of everybody. We're not trying to, sell at the highest price possible. Like, we want it to be available to everybody. That's why we branched out into flower, into pre-rolls, into vapes. Like, we want that entry point to be lower. Like, me specifically, I
Man,
fought for
killing
that.
it and killing it in all those facets too, man. Especially the vapes now. Especially the
Absolutely. And yeah, the vapes, man, we can't even keep those in stock. We can't keep the honey holes in stock. Like, it's a great problem to have. It's job
It really
security.
is.
I'll take that all day. But
keep in mind, they're
yes.
competing. You guys on the rolling side, you guys are really competing with brands like GT Rolling and even like brands like Jeter and stuff like that. Real just pre rolls, but at a high level with now North Coast and all these other ones really jumping into the game. Zoot, especially Archive, all of these ones that people are getting. And I think the biggest difference for y'all, especially in the rolling aspect and the rosin pens and whatnot, it's convenience versus caregiver. Who do you really want? Like, because the convenience really comes from, okay, I know all these brands. I've seen them on Instagram. I've seen them in the store for years. They're the first ones that I come across. And then it's like, who's this new brand? Wojo. They got flour, they got rosin, they got this, they got that. Like, y'all are covering every aspect and crushing it. So, like, okay, we see you can't not notice Wojo. Like, it's definitely caregiver over convenience, really.
Yeah, that's definitely been the plan. Like, we always wanted to keep that quality coming through, and I'm just very glad that it translated the way that it has. I've had multiple interactions at vendor days of people just coming up to me and telling me how much that they can tell that we care about, the quality that we put out, about what is in our products. And that's our goal, is just to, take the market share of those people who do care about what they put in their body. I don't know if we'll ever get to a point where we change everybody from quantity to quality, but
you can't.
Hopefully
can you get everybody
to
to drink water knowing they need to? No.
Yep.
But you can lead them there.
Yep. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Exactly.
That's definitely been one of my most commonly used phrases in the last 5 years. But
yeah, and I really think it's one of the things. I'm glad you guys are really translating the care and the love that y'all really want to put into y'all's brand and into the actual product that you guys are providing, the medicine. Because again, there's difference between having products to offer and real medicine. Because when that med market was there and kind of preventing a whole lot of the brands that could have done some good in there, like on the metric side, like here you guys come once the rec really opens up, y'all are crushing it now. So it's like, yeah, y'all, I can only imagine like more storefronts and this and that to really start covering y'all's ground. Because
absolutely, like we've already talked about expansion. Most likely next year, we're probably gonna rock out where we're at right now. We'll never move from where we're at, but we have 40 more acres to build on. So we'll definitely have more buildings. That'll be for sure. Yeah, and I think we'll definitely open up a dispensary at some point in the future as well. We would love to have a home base, a home store where we can offer even better prices. Avoid the middleman process. And just really showcase what we do, not only in the growing and processing side, but in the retail side as well. So
yeah,
future's bright.
Definitely. Hey, when I said Penconic's massive, I meant more of the opportunity there is massive because y'all covering so much ground. Because for those of y'all who haven't seen Penconic, it's small as shit. So, and yes, Aaron, this is live, so you know. But the big thing is I think y'all being able to cover all the ground and all of that to have y'all's facility and be able to expand in the ways y'all want, it's exciting to see where, okay, what type of things does Wojo tuck now and not
Yeah,
like get to everybody else? Because while everybody gets to enjoy some of what y'all have to offer, we know there's some bigger things coming. So that's exciting to know on the back end
absolutely.
too.
And Tyler has definitely spearheaded this company in every way possible, but that's really where he shines. Is expansion, new ideas, innovation. He's going to be that guy that keeps pushing us
Last
to go
dab of
further
the
and
night,
further.
y'all. This Tropic Keys. For those of y'all who are smoking with us, again, sorry to cut you off, but y'all, for those of y'all who are here, man, I appreciate every single one of y'all for being here because we absolutely love Wojo. We love that they're crushing it, and I want to go ahead and let my mans get out of here at the same time too because I'm about to die after this dab. So yes, I'm excited to see y'all's expansion. For those of y'all who are smoking something, let me know down in the chat what y'all are still smoking up with. Cause man, we really like that. My man's Gabe tapping in with the Wojo team, talking about the Wojo team.
Shout
Yes,
out Gabe one time.
yeah, because we all know the rolling game over there is fire. Y'all seen the rollers in our Grow Tour video. That was super dope. So let's go ahead and heat this up. Let me know what y'all are smoking in the comments for this last dab of the night, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Flame on, man. So, I guess my last question to you for the night, um, what would you say you're most excited for? Like, when it comes to either you personally, like with the brand, or like something that y'all are doing, or even just something on your own time? Because
Yeah, no, man, that's a great question. Definitely excited for the future of the brand. I know I did see a comment earlier. Someone saw that we sponsored Jake Vedder, the Olympian. So that was super cool. It kind of ties into us doing the Olympic box as well.
hell yeah.
We're sponsoring the number 7 in the world snowcross snowboarder. His brother Mitch actually works with us. He's our representative, our sales executive in the Grand Rapids area.
That's
Yep. And then we have Amanda down in Detroit. She's a real killer as well. She does a lot of our account management. You might actually, if we do a vendor day at a refinery Detroit, she'll probably be the one you'll meet there.
I've been waiting. I was gonna ask to see if that's gonna happen because y'all already know I be turning up for the other brands, but I really want to turn up for the brand I care about the most, y'all. So coming to the refinery, y'all know I be there like 4-5 days a week. Not on Monday or Wednesday. That's usually a guarantee. So it'd be mix and match between there. But y'all, man, hey, yeah, that vendor day, I can't wait for that. I actually was curious. Do y'all have that?
We'll get some in the works for you for sure. But yeah, I'm just excited for the future of the company, man. Like when Tyler hired all of us, he told us he wanted party foul.
Oh, I know. It was just the cat though, y'all. It was just the cat.
There we go.
Just the cat.
But Tyler told us that he wanted this to be our last job ever. He wants this to be a career for us. This isn't just a job. And that's exactly what it feels like. And I have to pinch myself very often because my job doesn't even feel like it's real half the time. Getting to be the face of this company more or less when Tyler's not here, when he's busy, is one of the best blessings I could have ever asked for. And being able to stand behind it with full transparency with consumers and knowing that we have nothing to hide and never will is just a great feeling. It's very fulfilling. We help build the building as well, so we have a lot of fruition in that sense.
No, they literally put man hours in it. Go watch that Grow Tour video, y'all, because they literally talk about the man hours they put in to actually build it, man. Sorry, y'all. I'm a newbie still.
You're good, brother. Yeah, the future's bright, and we're just excited to see where the rest takes us.
You are not the only one rooting for you guys, just so you know. Hey, a whole lot of us stand right behind Wojo. Make sure y'all, if y'all are in the Detroit area, or even if you're not, because a lot of y'all come up from like Toledo and all of that, I can barely breathe. But if y'all come up from the area, yo, come tap into the refinery because we got boxes for you. And I want everybody to see what type of quality we got. So we also got strains from them outside of that. So like the Swagoo and we have Oishi right now, which I got to go and try because I'm really into
that.
it.
That's what we won a Top Shelf Showdown with a couple weeks ago. So
yeah, and I saw that and I'm like, can't believe I haven't got to it, but I haven't seen it in person until now. Y'all, guess what? You could be mad because you ain't got my motherfucking discount. Yeah, I'm going to get me some Wojo. So y'all seen it. The Wojo Olympics box, man, it's really something. I can't sprint through this. Is more of a mile run, and y'all know my mile time takes forever. So I can only make it through 3 of the strains, man, right now. But I appreciate your time, Justin. I really
absolutely,
do.
bro. Likewise.
You
Thanks
dropped
for having
a
me.
whole lot of gems in here for everybody, and I think a whole lot of people needed to hear its quality definitely over a lot of what everybody else has to offer. So, man, I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, bro. You have a great night, man. Enjoy it, and we appreciate your support. Keep rocking it out for us at the refinery.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you.
All right, be easy.
All right, y'all. So I appreciate all of y'all tapping in, man. First of all, we're gonna recap a little bit since I got y'all's attention. First of all, y'all, we've been in here 50 motherfucking minutes, and y'all been here the whole time, and I appreciate y'all tapping into the chat. Cause first of all, dog, y'all are the reason why we're doing this, man. Cause one day there'll be thousands of y'all. Y'all will look up at that little number in the corner right there. Make sure y'all drop a like right quick, cause I'm gonna need that from y'all. But yeah, there's gonna be a day where we see a whole bunch of people in these chats, and we're gonna be getting dimes dropped all the fucking time with us. Being like, hey, he dropping one for us, dropping gem after gem. So, y'all, I think it's important for y'all to be able to tap in and see people and really interact with some of the brands and some of the caregivers, especially because caregivers need the representation too, man. Y'all can learn a lot from them. So I appreciate all of y'all tapping in, man. So y'all have a good night. Y'all already know who it is, man. I scored dinner now, baby.